Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 52 of the 72 review. It is a full house tonight. We have got the usual culprits in talking EFL for this weekend, and it's another disappointing one for three of us. I think Ian will be relatively happy with a point against a very good Leeds team, but we will get onto that later on in the show. But we will go around the screen. We will start with Lee below me from Around the Grounds. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, mate.
Yeah, so I'm Lee, Around the Grounds, ground hopper, Sheffield Wednesday fan, and just get to as many games as possible for my YouTube channel.
And it is very good. You went to the Football Content Creator Awards. Unfortunate not to bring it away, bring the trophy home. I think it's an absolute travesty, mate, to be honest. I think your channel is heads and shoulders above the ones that you were against, but we're not the ones doing the vote, are we? Tell us quickly about your evening. How was it from start to finish? Did you enjoy it, even though you didn't bring the trophy home?
Yeah, I were going there not thinking I'm going to win anyway, so it was just a joy to be there and experience and meet some great vloggers. I met Sam Footy Adventures, who probably the main reason I started my channel. So to chat to him and just have a beer with him was just a good thing to do. But yeah, strange one. The two that I thought were going to win it in my category didn't even finish in the top three, so it was a strange one. But it was just an experience that I never thought I'd get to do so early on in my YouTube career, so to speak.
I won't lie, the lot that won your category, I've never heard of them.
I hope they don't watch this.
Blade's Ramble got first, so that were a bit of a kick in teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm disappointed with, though, from you, Lee, from that evening, is you didn't get an opportunity to get anything from Fogden or Fogdad. Very disappointed.
He wasn't there.
You're trying to get me to swear.
He wasn't there.
And also, you didn't get a picture with Emma.
No.
Very disappointed. I wanted a follow back on Instagram from her, but yeah, wasn't meant to be.
Why do I need Emma when I've got a beautiful wife by my side?
Yeah, she's watching it. What you're not seeing off screen is Deborah's there with a gun or an arrow. Moving around the screen, we will go to Ian. Let people know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, mate.
I'm Ian. I'm a 61-year-old Rotherham United fan and Rotherham United season ticket holder. And when the Millers are away, it's pointless following Rotherham away because we lose every week. So I'm around the country doing exactly what Lee does, but in a different format, just ground hopping for Over the Bar YouTube channel. And hello, Finlay.
Evening, Finlay.
Lovely stuff. And finally, Jake, top corner. Hopefully you're here all night, but there may be
if I suddenly go, it become my missus. It currently, well, I might as well just say 9 months pregnant now. We thought it was going to turn up yesterday, it didn't. So if I suddenly disappear, it because I've been summoned, and it means I need to get a 6-year-old out of the house, a pregnant wife, and put the dog away so he don't wreck my house while I'm gone. But I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan. I do everything Sheffield Wednesday. God knows why I'm doing it this season when I've got a pregnant missus. It's just depressing. But for whatever reason, I've been doing it for ages now. I also do Talking Wednesday podcast. We talk all things Wednesday, as you can imagine, and not the day of the week. I think that would be more interesting than talking about the football club at the minute. But hey, but yeah, I do everything Wednesday and come on and talk rubbish about football because I think I know a bit. Yeah.
We know a little, don't we? Not too much. As always, get your comments in the section down below, and we will bring them up, and it does drive conversation as usual. We've got ATID in the chat. Argyle winning 2-0 against High Flying Sunderland in the Championship, while Exeter got their arses handed to them 7-0. Thatcher's A's done weekends. Yeah,
hang on, I've got something for you then, ATID. Green or red? There you go. We've got to add that.
We do have a Bolton fan in the chat as well. David Jones, evening guys. Bolton fan in house. Hope you're doing well.
I'm there next Saturday.
Hope you're doing well too.
David, I'm there at Bolton next Saturday for the cup tie against Harrogate.
You are. And if Bolton have got their shooting boots on, it should be a decent game. Before we do start going around the divisions and talking about what the weekend's action, we have had some very, very sad news today with Terry Venables passing away at the age of 80. A very good innings, but it's still sad to see a great of the game go. I think for me, Euro 96 is the one that sticks out. I was 8 years old, I think, and he was pivotal in that tournament. He was kind of the linchpin that brought it all together, and it was so unfortunate not to be the second English manager to win a trophy. Ian, you'll have had obviously
Well, I
more.
was a little bit older than 8 at the time. I was in my 30s, and that is the tournament. Probably you could say that probably Italia 90, England should have got further and probably got to the final. But Euro 96, we were just so close. In that semi-final with Germany, we outplayed Germany from start to finish. And the amount of near misses and missed chances. And when it went to penalties, I mean, everybody was resigned. We knew what had happened. But it was a great tournament. We had a good side then, a really good side. And we probably should have won it. And Venables was a great England coach. He was attack-minded. He packed the side full of flair players, and that was the tournament that Gascoigne really shone.
Yeah. You know what he never ever really got?
We had Shearer and Sheringham up front, who were superb. It was just a fantastic tournament that just ended very sadly.
Yeah. You know what he never got really credit for, and you think about it now, you'd be singing his praises with how good he was with the media and the press, especially with it being that tournament and how it was. He knew what it meant, but he also knew how to calm them down.
Yeah.
And say, look, we're just going to have fun. You could tell whenever the players went on international duty with him, they just had a laugh. It was like mate going for a piss up, but they knew that they had a job to do. And I think you don't get that anymore. You don't get that kind of character. You look at Southgate, and it's going to sound horrible, but he's a boring. He doesn't fill you with any confidence. He just seems like he got no character. Where Terry had character, and you used to hear all the stories about him coming back from international duty, and they all had smiles on their faces, or they all had something to say that happened. Because any time they fought each other in the Prem, there was always a smile afterwards and a laugh. Yeah. Now you don't really get that anymore.
You could tell the players loved him as well. The players absolutely adored playing for him.
They did indeed. Lee, any words on Terry, mate?
No, I'll just stand out what the guys have just echoed with a 1996 tournament. A little lad, but stands out. A lot of memories and a great tournament. Great manager and managed some top clubs, including Spurs.
Yeah, he did indeed. So, sad day. Rest in peace, well. Terry, and condolences to all of Terry's friends and family. Very disappointing. We seem to start with sad news quite a lot recently, but we move on to even more sad news because we're going to talk about our clubs. But we will start in League One, and obviously, so League One, we normally point you in the direction of Ben Napper's Cods Vlogs. He does a League One deep dive. That's at 8 o'clock tonight. So we do recommend you head over there if you want to listen about more League One in depth. But we will quickly whip through it. And I think the only place to start really is Bolton, isn't it?
Well, 7-0. They didn't score the first goal till the 34th minute. 6 different scorers. Top of the league with Portsmouth losing. It's just looking so good for Evert's team. And they're just full of quality all over. They've got strikers that can score. They've got a good midfield, solid defence. Like I said before on this podcast, I can't see Bolton not going up.
They learned from last season. They just kept on what they got, and they just built on what they had and just added a little bit more. And the thing is, last year they kind of went away a bit, but they were always up there. And I think this is the thing. this Bolton team has now done what a lot of teams did. Ipswich did it last season. Plymouth did it last season. Played with a chip on the shoulder going, this is the reason why we're going to do it. We've been there or thereabouts and we haven't had it right. And I think in League One, you have to play like you're the big dogs and the chip on your shoulder. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But absolute dominant display from Bolton in this one. And it's put Exeter in a bit of bother. They've now got the worst goal difference. They're teetering just above the bottom four. ATID will be happy with everything that I've just said there. But yeah, Bolton absolutely thrashed them, didn't they? 24 shots, 10 on target. Exeter didn't lay a glove on Bolton. So it's a statement, isn't it, from Bolton?
Like
it's
a Miller's away performance, that.
But no, it is a statement win from Bolton, which has moved them top of the table. Great result. So if David Jones is still in the chat, let us know what.
How many losses now, Exeter? Because it must be on a rotten run.
Yeah.
4 in the last 5 with a draw sandwiched in the middle. So yeah, poor run. Fleetwood
And a goal
sneaking up behind them.
minus 17.
It's almost like you don't like him, ATID.
Yeah.
Not enough losses, Lee, I think. But the win for Bolton and this result, which kind of came out of the blue, has moved Bolton top and Portsmouth slipped down one. But yeah, one that I weren't expecting. Obviously, Pompey were on a club record run of 27 unbeaten. It's been ended emphatically, hasn't it? And I think Ian said it before we came live. It's definitely a coupon buster, this one. So yeah, I'm not sure about this one. It looks a relatively even game.
A lot of people discounted Blackpool at the start of the season, but they've only just come down from the Championship, so they've all obviously still got Championship colours.
I'm gonna call it what it is, and Lee will agree with me here. During the summer, they took our head of recruitment, and he picked up some gems for nothing, and he's now their head technical director, David Downs. His dad used to play for him. And I think what they're building now, they're building something quite clever because they're doing transfers that you don't think of. If you look at one of the players they've got that young wonder kid at Celtic, well, who was at Celtic and he left, that Dembele. The fact that they've managed to pull him, it shows that they're doing things in the right way. And it's nice to see Blackpool doing it in the right way and with all the crap they've had in the past. And I think quickly left, realised he made a mistake, knows that what he's going to do now. And when they first went up with him, they were superb. So it doesn't surprise me that they're doing well. He just bought into everything again.
Yeah, I think certain coaches fit at certain clubs. And I think Critchley and Blackpool are a good fit.
Have a cracking evening, Sid. we don't get you being ignorant. By all means, get you sent out. Have a good evening.
Have one for us.
And let's face it, he needs cheering up if he's on his way to Forest Green on a Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, there is that. David Jones has popped into the chat as well about the Bolton game. He enjoyed it. It's been coming, to be fair. I think away at Oxford on Tuesday is going to be important. We then have Harrogate, then Pompey away on Sky. So Oxford, Pompey are next 2. So yeah, it's going to be a tough couple of games, but win those 2 and you're putting yourself in a really, really strong position coming into a busy festive
Bolton
period.
Can avoid defeating them 2 and probably win one of them. It puts them in a fantastic position.
Yeah, it does indeed. Any other League One games that you guys want to touch on before we move on to League Two?
Another Colton buster, Cheltenham beating Oxford. Who saw that coming?
Not me. Take it away, Ian.
No, exactly. Rob Street, the opening goal scorer, a cracking goal it were, and then he got himself sent off about 2 minutes after. I think it were a dissent issue. And then Oxford had Rodriguez sent off in second half to level it up. But it looks like it was quite an even game. But you've got to take your chances. And I mean, Cheltenham were dead and buried at end of September, weren't they? They did not won a game.
Yeah, also, let's remember, Oxford now got a new manager with Manning now going to Bristol. City. They brought in Dan Buckingham, I think.
I don't know anything about this guy.
He'd done a little bit. I
Good
think he was
info,
at India and stuff like that. But he's an Oxford man through and through as well. He's from there. He played for them, so it's interesting. It'll be a work in progress because Manning's done a lot at Oxford to make them really competitive. And the thing is, I think when you lose that, it's going to take a lot to get what he's done right. And I'm surprised they let him go. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. But
I remember that John Morrell's just reminded me. It was a straight red really because he elbowed the opponent. He went up for an eyeball and just elbowed it in his face. That Rob Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily for Cheltenham, though, it didn't impact the result, did it? They pushed on, got the second goal, and a really good result for them against promotion chasing Oxford. Burton's hoping that the Pompey that showed up on Saturday against Blackpool is the Pompey that turns up to the Pirelli on Tuesday night.
Wait, isn't this the bit where the wheels fall off at Pompey this
time
of year?
Around that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just about to say, it's going to be key now to see how they respond.
Burton will have to improve. Losing 4-0 at Posh.
Yeah. Quick look at the table before we move on to League Two. Reading still rooted, a couple of points behind Cheltenham now. Like Ian said, we'd written Cheltenham off a couple of months ago. They've really given themselves a good chance of getting out of it. Carlisle on 15, Fleetwood on 16 points, and then Exeter's poor run of form along with Port Vale see them just above the bottom four. Wigan done well to pull themselves away with a decent run of form over the last 5. They kind of slipped into that bottom 4 recently as well. Moving up to the top of the table, switch at the top, as we mentioned, Bolton go top, Portsmouth slip to second, and they lose their unbeaten record, along with Mansfield this weekend. So two of the only unbeaten records in the EFL, both gone in the same day. Oxford, Stevenage, Peterborough,
just still doing it.
Yeah.
Oxford,
Stevenage, still doing it.
Before we go to League Two, and I'm saying it now because we've got a team that's had in the league hit by point deduction because of FFP. How much is it annoying everyone that all the Premier League lot are talking about the Everton thing and say it's unjust, where it's been happening in the Championship, lower league for years? Yes. I don't want to get people's thoughts on it because for me, it's been doing my head in all weekend.
I think they're always saying it's unjust because of the Man City and Chelsea. I think that's what they're maybe basing it on. I don't know. But
which I get.
Yeah. They need to clamp down on everyone because I bet they've all been at it. When there's talk with Spurs.
The money-laden Premier League have let EFL clubs like Bury and Macclesfield go to the wall without lifting a finger. And so that's why I've got very, very little sympathy for any Premier League side that find themselves in financial difficulty.
I think for me though, why should I know Premier League teams could literally pay for the full Bury setup and not really feel it impact their finances. But if a club's financially mismanaged themselves, why should it be down to the Premier League teams to bail them out? Because that doesn't help. I don't get that. I don't get that. For me, it should be down to the governing body of the EFL to make sure that their clubs and their members are actually run right and there's more stringent processes in place to make sure that they're not going down that path. It shouldn't be down to Premier League clubs to bail EFL clubs out, in my opinion.
It's like what John said here. It's like, this is a bit I've got. You've spent over 100 million. The rules say you can't spend over a certain amount. You got punished for it, you deal with it. We tried to bend the rules with the stadium stuff. We got hit with it. I didn't want any fucking sympathy. It happened. We broke the rules, so we deserve the point deduction. It is what it is. Yeah.
I think the contention because you've got Man City who have broken allegedly 115 or the rules 115 times, and there's yet
and
to
you've
be
got
any
Chelsea
punishment delivered.
as well.
Yeah,
Chelsea are in it. The thing is, if they don't do anything with Man City and Chelsea, then I feel for Everton fans.
I agree.
But if they're going to do something with Everton and Chelsea, I know it's controversial, but if there's massive more things they've done than that. Why are they not doing a Rangers? Right, you're getting kicked out to the non-league. You can start again.
I think we're getting to a point in football.
Man City in National League North, won't it?
I just think we're getting to a point in football where the money's becoming. You can't keep up with it. The bubble will burst at some point, and I think we're probably starting to see that happen now. There's far too many clubs.
Needs a reset football.
Yeah.
I'd cap every single league to a limit they can spend. Don't matter who you are, what team you are.
I do what they do in the NFL.
Far more
You have a wage
enjoyable.
cap. Yeah, and I think you have a wage cap.
And this parachute payment, it's got to go. You're rewarding teams for relegation for failure. It's ridiculous, and it's making teams spend what they ain't got to try and compete with teams that's coming down, like your Leicester this year. And
a classic example for you. A classic example for you. Nottingham Forest has had to take out a loan because they haven't got the money from Spurs yet for Brennan Johnson. You shouldn't have to get a loan out to get the money that you owed, because it's like a payday loan. If you can't afford it straight away, you can't buy the player.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us. Look at us on Friday night. Us, Rotherham, our biggest spend is $1.5 million on Sam Nombe. Leeds come to town full of 20 million plus value players, 44 million parachute payment from the Premier League. And we gave them a game, so there you go. Yeah. It's 11 against 11, but it's so unfair.
By the way, apologies for taking it off topic. I just thought it was interesting to get everyone's thought. It's been doing my head in.
Yeah. 72 review, going off topic. Nah. Let's get it back on track.
Daft as it saying it's going to last an hour, Dan.
Hey, it needs to. I'm hungry. League Two. Let's move on to League Two. Lee, obviously around the grounds. You went around the grounds. You went back to Bradford. It's
shock horror.
Home, mate,
the Bradford fan goes to Bradford. Wink, wink.
The song is "Take Me Home, Take Me Home." There you go. And I did. I went home.
But you took the walk.
You upset York City fans.
Yeah.
I thought it not county. I can't have every team.
York City, United FC, Bradford. Take your pick, Lee. Valentine's Day is going to be an issue for you come football clubs.
I'm hoping I get a few cards for it post.
Right, mate. Talk us through this one. 1-0 to Bradford. Decent result.
Yeah, coming into us when I quite obviously with social media, you read a lot of stuff with what's going on with Bradford City. There were talk that were going to be the old tennis balls. So I thought I'd pop myself along to take this one. I was quite interested to see how Accrington Stanley, obviously after back of a great result last weekend against Wrexham. Quite interested to see how they did coming into this one. Not the best game football-wise. It wasn't great to watch for a neutral. Chances few and far between. I think probably Accrington Stanley shaded it in the first half in chances-wise, maybe, but few and far between. I think the highlight was a bad burger at Bradford City at half-time, but Bradford come out. The better of the sides in that second half, shooting to the fans. It's always a big advantage. Over 16,000 there again at Valley Parade. It's always a massive help for Bradford City at home. And they got the goal, and it was a tidy finish from Smith, to be fair. I missed it. It was just one of them quick ones where it just happened in a flash, and next minute it's looping off at keeper, and Bradford are going 1-0 up. Like I say, it wasn't the best game. I think Bradford just needed that win and needing them 3 points. Sometimes you're not really bothered how it comes, and Graham Alexander will certainly admit that it's his first win and they needed it. Obviously sitting in 19th before yesterday's game, it was a massive 3 points. Accrington really disappointed in them. I thought Bradford were there for the taking before kick-off. I thought they were really there to be got out. Obviously, with what's happening at the club at the moment, they could have got the fans on the backs early doors by getting at them, but they just didn't really cause enough issues and ask enough questions of Bradford City. But yeah, one of the best games to watch, but I got a goal, so.
And like Neil says, you're 6 unbeaten.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Valid play, yeah.
It's your fault.
And it's your fault because you've not been there for a while. Neil's also said that the result was key. Performance was secondary, and then it's a given that the burger will be bad at Valley Parade. So
yeah.
Lee, what you need to do, you need to send Bradford a cardboard cutout of yourself holding your phone and just put you in the stand somewhere.
Like they did during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But no, that result has pulled them up. You said that they were 19th before the start of the game. It's jumped them up to 14th. So we're really.
Shows you what
really
a win does, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows with social media we're coming into this one because it was just everything that they said that were going to happen didn't happen. A bit like the Wednesday situation a few weeks back. A lot of talk on social media, but nothing really happens. If you're going to protest about an owner, do it. Don't just talk about it.
Yeah, don't just talk about it, do it.
Yeah, and I've said in my video, I think.
One young lad, weren't they?
Yeah, and I was quite shocked, really, because not one tennis ball come on the pitch, and I read quite a lot. Obviously, social media.
Lee was annoyed. He brought an entire boot full for people to sell.
But now it just shows social media. It's all talk, and when people come to it, they've not really got the cojones to do it, type thing. But I think with football fans, we know it, Jay. You just need to stick together and support your team. Yeah. That's the main thing. It don't matter what's going on off the pitch. It's results that matter.
It's the usual thing that the Newcastle fans used to say with Mike Ashley. You support the team, but not the regime. And I think it's getting more and more like that with football fans, where you support the team on the pitch, but you can't support the people who are there. And the thing is, as fans, there's nothing we can do about who owns our football club.
No,
it's not ours. That's where regulation needs to come in, where we get to have a say about something, even if it's tiny.
Yeah. I think what owner, I mean, this guy, don't really know much about him. Obviously, it's something you try and read about from afar. You don't keep in touch with. I think it's just communication. Maybe the Bradford City fans want, and a bit of a plan. I mean, you touch on that Stockport County. Their owners doing it brilliantly. They've come out with a plan where they want to be in X amount of years, and obviously top of the league, it's working. I think if fans see a plan and some sort of communication, I think it helps so much better. And try and understand that. I think I've read that Bradford City are the top of the FFP, what they can spend. Maybe tell the fans that we're at that, and that's why we're not spending. Just keep them in the loop. I think when you don't hear from them, I think that's when they start to worry.
Yeah, a bit more transparency.
Yeah.
It's difficult though, isn't it? Because like Donny have had a plan before where it's been a 5-year plan, but unless you don't deliver on it, it's quite a balancing act, because you want to keep your cards close to your chest, because if everybody knows what your plan is, then they're going to see kind of what you're looking for in a transfer window, or what you're aiming to do, what sort of style of play you're looking at. I think with social media and the way that information is just readily available now, whereas in the past it wasn't. And I think clubs are trying to be a little bit more secretive with the way that they're operating and what they're doing, because they don't want everybody to know. We don't know what the businesses that we work for. We don't know how they're performing. Really, there's no transparency from that. So
you only find out when shit's hit the fan.
Yeah, and then I get that we're investing a lot into our football club. So I think there needs to be some sort of communication between fans. But I think it's really difficult to find that balance and to make sure that you're not saying too much, so that then it ends up coming back and biting you.
Yeah, totally agree, Dan.
Because
Well,
that's happened a few times at Rovers when we said we wanted to bounce back decisively and we finished in 18th in League Two. Yeah, very decisive that.
I think the thing is, you look at every transfer window well, where you get the managers who say, "Oh yeah, we're after this person and this person," and then 2 weeks later they've gone to another club. I think social media now makes it very difficult for clubs to have any secrecy, because there's somebody who's got it's a famous street line, can't do certain things because everyone's got a camera phone now. And everyone's got a camera phone. They can now take a picture, shove it on social media, and go, "Look who's here." It's happened at Donny before, where a picture had been taken. Someone tweeted it, and then it's not happened, and they've gone, "I wasn't there. What are you on about?" Kind of thing. So it's one of those things. You have to be very, very, very careful.
It's those bloody vloggers, mate. We've ruined it all.
Some weirdo with a camera. Before we move on, ATID's put a important comment in the chat that I do want to highlight. He's wanting us to send our condolences to Sean McConville of Accrington Stanley. He lost his wife on Friday, which is it's disappointing news. It's sad news, and we do send all our love to his friends and family. It's going to be a tough time. I'm assuming she's not that old. I'll have to have a research on that to see a little bit more about it. But yeah, there seems to be
died at 33, lost a battle with breast cancer.
Oh wow, horrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, condolences to Sean McConville, his friends and family. Okay, moving on to Crew 3, Doncaster 2. Oh dear. Where do I start? It's another. I don't know where to start. So you look at the stats: 22 shots, 6 on target, 19 for Crew, 9 on target. So for a neutral, I called it in the preview. Crew are the League Two entertainers. There was going to be goals in it, I said, and there certainly was. A 5-goal thriller that ebbed and flowed. We went 1-0 up, we went 2-1 down, we brought it back to 2-2. And from all reports and everything that I'm hearing, we deserve something from the game. A point, if not all 3. Crew have 1 shot on goal in the second half, and it finds the back of the net. And I've been so busy this weekend. These are the only highlights that I've managed to catch. And I think the first 2 goals are disappointing from Jonesy for me, the keeper. But there are 10 other players in front of him. We've allowed runners to just run and not be intercepted at all. Just defensively, we looked statuesque on the goals, allowing crosses in and stuff. And it just seems to be a bit of a running theme away from home at the minute. Defensively, weak. Shaky, and I can't see us winning a game from home at the minute. It's frustrating. The performances are there, but results aren't. Taking a positive from it though, we're getting shots off, we're getting them on target. If this was us last season, we'd have been like Exeter with 1 shot at goal, none on target. So I think at this point I've just got to try and stick with the team and hope that these results do come with the performances. At least we're getting half of it at the minute, whereas last season the results weren't there and the performances. So yeah, a frustrating one to take, but the good thing is we can put it right on Tuesday against Colchester, and I'm dreading my comment section on the preview and the vlog for Colchester.
Colchester, is it at home?
Is it at Donny?
It's at Donny. I don't think I'll do any fans thoughts because I'll have my head lobbed off or something.
They won't recognise you with that, Tash.
Yeah. We'll
you're saying it for November. It's not, but you knew you had Colchester at home.
John's just asked a question about Wrexham. Highlight it down.
Oh, this one. Okay, so explain to me why lots of people slag off Wrexham and their owners, doing right by the team, fans, town. Is it because they're American? Stockport owner has deep pockets.
Can I just stop you there, Dan? One's American, one Canadian. If you tell Ryan Reynolds he's American, he'll lump you one.
And he said he's looked at as a saviour. great guy, etc. Don't get it, but could be where I'm from. I think for me,
A lot
I think
of it's
what
down
it is
to money
the
coming
way
in,
that the
isn't it?
media absolutely shovel
Yeah.
Wrexham down your throat, and League Two has had very little coverage, or lower leagues in general. To be fair, and Championship gets a fair bit, but League One and League Two, they're like the forgotten divisions. And I think because Wrexham are just constantly put in front of you and thrust down your throat all the time, I think it's just got people's backs up, and I think the same attitude would be given towards Stockport if it was just Stockport all the time. And that's just my opinion. I've got nothing against Wrexham as a club or the fans. I mean, they were getting 9,000-10,000 in non-league before Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney came.
Yeah.
Forgot the other, Ryan Reynolds and the other one.
I think that's how it just goes. I think it's Ryan Reynolds and his friend.
Yeah, but they were still getting good crowds before the takeover and stuff. So I've got nothing against the club or the fan base. I've just got something against the way that they've thrust in front of us constantly.
Darlings, haven't they? They've taken over from Salford City and the class of
Yeah.
92 as Sky's little darlings.
But to ATID comment here about the Disney thing, surely that's what every club wants, is some sort of documentary, because that's funding a lot of what they can bring in. That's a lot of money that they get to bring into the club and exposure. It's where they get to have more money coming in. It's that whole thing. If you've got a connection to Disney like they have, you're dumb not to do a documentary, because it gets eyes on you, it gets you more sponsorship, it gets more fans into it. I understand that people don't like it and how it's done, but you think it is a business, it's bloody smart. And we've just been talking about, we don't know everything that's going on with our club. It seems like Wrexham put as much out there that they want to know, but you can see there's a plan. They had a plan when they went for it the first time round. It didn't work, so they went for it again. This time they got the thing is, the one thing they got Sean Harvey in, ex-EFL bloke. So they know what they're not meant to do and what they're meant to do. And I think that's smart.
I think one thing that frustrates me, I've got pet 8 at the moment, Talk Sport. On a Tuesday morning, they have a little piece solely on Wrexham. Nothing about EFL League 2.
No, it's just Wrexham.
Whereas before Wrexham were even in it, they didn't even bother about League 2. So it's just stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, love Wrexham fans. I think they're absolutely class. Covered a lot of their games. Great set of fans, but I just think it needs to be balanced. There's other teams in League 2 that's class, great fan bases. It just needs to be a bit balanced. But fair play to them, they're using the system and they're getting an eyes on them.
Yeah. John said it about they're going to be in the news because they're getting the hits, they're getting people to the news channels or whatever it is. They've got more eyes on them than some Premier League teams. And yeah,
no one's saying they're not a decent bloke, but what you've got to remember, John, in football, it's very tribal. If it's not about your club or if it's not about something, it gets very toxic if football fans don't like it. And I know in American sports, you don't really get that much. You get it now and again with some of the rivals with the NFL teams, like Steelers versus Cincinnati. They hate each other.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's football weird over here. It really is, because if you have got an opinion about your team and it doesn't agree with someone else, it can go back and forth where it gets quite nasty. Or it can go back and forth where it goes quite funny. It depends on the team. It depends on the thing. Like, if you get a Millwall and a West Ham fan, you better have the police around the corner because it's going to kick off.
Yeah, let's remember, Wrexham want Robin Ryan's first choice of clubs to buy.
Were they not?
No. Rochdale were one of them. I can't remember the others. There were maybe 4.
Yeah. We were in it at one point, but we were at the time we weren't that far away from it.
Yeah. Well, I think you can look at it from like the Championship point of view with Sky as well. There's always kind of your regular teams that are shown on TV because they're the ones that are going to get people start watching them. He likes the Leeds. They seem to always be on it, and that's because they've got a massive fan base that if you put, I know we're wanting kind of equal coverage for all clubs, but if you put Leeds on the telly or Donny, you're going to get more people watching Leeds game. That's just the way it is.
And watch out for next season because there's TV money changes.
Yeah,
It's a bigger money in Championship, but there can be more EFL League One and League Two games. I think there can be 246 next season.
Well, that'll be better.
yeah, should be better.
Also, another thing with the American elite sport, there's no sanction for failure. They don't do relegation in any of their elite sports. So that's why the Americans probably can't seem to understand the passion that's in English football and the fear of failure.
Yeah.
I think in some sports, if you fail, I think it's NFL. If you fail, if you don't do it, you get like some of the best draft picks in some of the states. You get like #1 draft picks. It's mental.
Rewarded for being crap.
Hey, I could take that all day long with Nath.
Right, League Two. Any more games that you guys want to talk on before we go to the Championship?
Just one. It's a player I want to touch on. Jake Young of Swindon Town. Last minute winner against unbeaten Mansfield, which were a cracking result for Swindon because they've been on no sort of form at all. And I saw Jake Young put a screamer in against Harrogate last week, curled it round the keeper, and he's scoring goals for fun in League Two. So I think any Championship manager should be looking at a player that's doing the business in League Two. Oh, he's a Bradford player, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on loan.
Yeah, he is.
Fell out with Mark Hughes.
Well, that, to be honest, I mean... Wow.
You get him back in January, you could be flying up the table.
Yeah.
That's right. Unless he leaves his shooting boots at Swindon. But yeah, he's a good player. Really good player.
Yeah. Very, very good. 15 goals this season so far.
I'd be gutted if I loaned one of our players to a fellow Championship club and he started scoring goals.
Sounds like something Wendy would do.
Yeah. He only went apparently because he fell out with Mark Hughes.
All right.
Yeah, so now he's gone. Doors back open, isn't it?
Yeah. He'll be recall.
Yeah. We will move on to the Championship because I'm conscious of time. The hour mark is quickly coming up against us. So a quick look at the table. We've got Sutton and Forest Green as the bottom two, but it is very congested all the way up to the playoffs, really. I think anybody who goes on a run has got a chance of knocking on the door. Accrington occupying that last playoff spot on 29 points, with Notts County, Barrow and Crewe above them, but Crewe on the same points as Mansfield in third. Wrexham have jumped to second with that huge win this weekend, and Stockport, although they got beat, they still occupy top spot. Stockport got prevented from making history. They should have, I think it was 13 wins on the bounce, which was a League Two record. Newport, who aren't even on the screen, who have to go down to 16th, they stopped Stockport from creating history on Saturday.
Boo, I'm only joking.
One win in League Two can jump you up 7 or 8 places.
Yeah.
Is that congested?
Can do indeed. So on to the Championship. I think we start on Friday night's fixture. Ian, Rotherham 1, Leeds United 1.
Before we start, what is it with Tony Stewart and wearing really white suits when he's on TV?
You see, he gets all his fashion ideas from Liverpool FA Cup.
Oh, yes!
Many years ago when they all wore white suits at Wembley. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I thought it was from you, Ian.
Nah. I would never wear anything that loud.
Right, talk us through this game, Ian. Come on.
Yeah, well, I came into this game expecting a battering. Leeds bang on form, 3 straight wins before the international break. Team full of internationals, fan base full away end. Everything was set up for a Leeds win. And on 6 minutes, Somerville curled one in. Great move. Caught our offside trap perfectly. And Somerville just came and curled the ball around Janssen 1-0. And for the first 20 minutes, it was all Leeds. Somerville again had a shot blocked by Johansson. Pirro missed a good header and one or two more chances. Well, we grew into the game a little bit slowly, but getting towards the half-hour mark, we started to get into it a little bit. And we equalised totally against the run of play. We're really bad defending by Leeds. Just left a Doffin free to get a left foot shot in past Melier. And we went in at half-time 1-1 and grateful for it. But we thought there's going to be the Alamo second half. Not really. I thought Rotherham played quite well second half. They had one or two good chances. We had one where Sam Nombe beat Melier and Liam Cooper cleared it off the line, where if he'd have squared it, Odoffin would have had a tap in. Fred Onyedimba forced a good save from Melier, and towards the back end of the game, Leeds came again, and they had a goal disallowed in the last minute where Patrick Bamford, who came on a sub, was offside, and he was offside. Yeah, they should have had it. I agree. But yeah, a very welcome point and a good battling performance, which is probably the most we could have expected. And also, this is really unusual, especially for a Rotherham game. 95 minutes, not even one yellow card. No yellow cards at all. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. You think, especially like in a Yorkshire derby as well, that you'd expect at least, I don't know, 6 or 7.
Yeah, well, it's not as though people were. It's not as though people were shirking challenges, because there weren't. There were some meaty challenges, but
it sounds like they just let it go.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I mean, I've been at games where Oliver Langford, who was the referee, had lost control, but he had control of this from start to finish. I'm the first to admit he had a really good game.
Well, praise for officials.
Yeah.
Something that you don't hear much on the 72 review.
Yeah, that's right. I think he did pretty well.
Yeah. I think we were saying just before we came on air that I think Rotherham just need to take the home form away and have that fight and determination away from home. If you get a couple of points and bloody a few noses away from home, you've got a chance of staying up, haven't you?
If we could just get 1 3 points away, 1 3 pointer away from home. I mean, we're not going to get it this week because we're away at Hull on Tuesday night and we're away at Birmingham on Saturday. And now that Birmingham's had the first, Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City have had the first win, I can't see. I think they might take heart from this and go on a bit of a run. So I can't really see anything from St Andrews, but you never know. I mean, we're in there fighting. We've got a squeak. Huddersfield are still not pulling up any trees, and they're the ones to aim to overtake.
Yeah, they are indeed. Yeah. Talking about Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City, Jake, Lee, do you want to double team this? 2-1 defeat.
I've got to preface this. I got to preface this. I was watching this in the maternity wing on my phone because my other half kind of turned around and went, "You're bored. Put your phone on. I want to watch the football," and it wasn't good timing. I thought for the first half we were decent. We were at it. We were doing some good football, playing all the right things. Wilkes looked lively. I was surprised he started because he said midweek that he's not training very well. If you don't train well, you won't get in. So he was in. We had 2 goalkeepers on the bench because Butley had a family passing, so he couldn't be in the squad. I thought first half we looked decent, and I thought we deserved to have the lead. Windaf missed a bloody cracking chance. It was horrible. He just didn't. It's like he didn't know what to do with his foot. Like he'd forgotten how to go. You think, right, go 1-0 up. We can go in and get something from there. But that equaliser was a stunner. I'm sorry, people have been having a go at Dawson saying he should have done better. No way stopping it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, John's saying Wednesday played well first half, pressed us really well, but had absolutely nothing up front. We did turn up second half, thankfully. The equaliser at half time killed Wednesday.
That's Wednesday season all season. Anytime a team gets an equaliser, egg go, and we don't know what to do. Their second goal was a good save initially by Dawson, but I'm sorry, but I knew this when I was in year 8. You don't parry the ball into this path of the oncoming striker who just had the shot. You just don't do it. And that's our problem. We just brought in a goalkeeping coach this week, Sal Bibo, former Arsenal and Reading goalkeeping coach. So hopefully that'll change things. But we don't have the team. We don't have the quality. We missed the opportunity to do a proper rehaul on the entire squad in the summer. And we were playing I'm a celebrity, let's hunt for a sodding manager because we decided to get rid of a decent one. And the problem is the players are not good enough for this league. They are League One players who are very aging and starting to hit issues in that sense. And they can't play the pressing style of football for that long. And the issue is, it ain't people calling on Danny Rule now to go. You're calling for the wrong bloody person.
Yeah.
And the person who needs to go can't go and won't go because we don't have a say.
Yeah.
Go on, Lee.
There's not much to say, to be fair, mate. I just feel like...
How about Lee just sat back and just let you just go to town on that and just get it all out, Jake. Boy, get it all out.
You just feel like you're an hamster on a wheel just going round and round and round and just...
Even Hampton managed to get off the wheel eventually.
Yeah. You just feel for Danny Rolls. They're not his players. You can see with the team selection, he's trying different things, players. I think we just need to hope and pray we can maybe pick up some results and see what January brings in terms of trying to bring his type of players in that he wants to work with. It's just... The damage has already been done for us with poor pre-season, poor management recruitment in Xisco, and it's all on Chansiri's head, all that, because it's just ruined our season.
You know what's really annoying as well? You know, Xisco got a new job and he got a 3-0 BAFTA win.
Yeah. Where's he at now?
Where's that?
Oh, fuck it. Oh, now you're asking me.
Probably a bit Algerian 3rd division or something like that, though.
Who's his agent?
He's
with Dog and Duck down on Donny Sunday Alliance League.
He's in Slovakia. Slovakia. DAC 1904.
Oh, famous club. Yeah.
I think the thing is, the only positive I've got at the minute is Bailey Cadamartri. He comes on, he's lively, but for dear God, Wednesday, put a new contract in front of him. Stevie Wonder can see he's a talent. Just put a new deal in front of him so we got him, so we don't lose him for nothing again. Yeah. I am sick and tired of the club having really good players and go, oh, it's near the end of your contract. Oh, you don't want to sign. Why? Oh, because we're getting relegated. Bye then.
Yeah. Depends if Danny Roll wants him, though.
He does, though. That's why he's playing him.
Yeah. Well, is he playing him because that's the options that he's got at the minute?
No, he's a big fan of it. He's already put him from youth team to first team. You don't do that unless you like him.
Yeah.
Worko's had a bit of a dig, Jake. Send you over edge. Only positive Jake has at the moment is he's getting an extra special present Christmas Eve, a baby.
Hang on, I've got a perfect person to say to you.
Fuck off.
John said that one positive I would say was the fans' excellent away following, even with a dross on the pitch. So yeah,
we always cheer for that, John. We always travel well, even when we're bottom.
But it's Chansiri always says it's our fault we don't back club, do we?
Nah, we don't put enough money in. We have to put 100 quid in every other month, don't we, Lee?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's not many clubs. Wednesday have always had the rivalry, but we've always been envious of that fan base at Hillsbury. It's absolutely magnificent.
It is indeed.
There's not many clubs that travel away like we did all season. in the sorry state that we are.
No, totally agree. Talking about travelling well, I think we go Plymouth Sunderland next.
Yeah.
Obviously, 805-mile round trip, I think, about 14 hours travelling. And Plymouth did a number on them. Obviously, Sunderland
played so well.
Yeah, they're playing well. They've got a decent run of form going, and I think a lot of fans thought they'd go down there and get a result. I mean, 24 shots on target.
I'll say it now. Whittaker for $1 million is an absolute steal.
What a goal that were!
I have no idea. I've not watched any football.
It was cracker with it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, just curled it around the keeper. Beautiful goal.
Yeah,
right.
And I think Sunderland hit the woodwork about 4 times, didn't they? During that game, I saw on highlights. I'm sure they did. But you get games like that where you outplay opponents and lose. It's just part of football.
Yeah.
But 2,000 Sunderland fans going all the way down there for a 2-0 defeat. Crikey.
Long old journey back, isn't it?
Don't they? Especially after a loss.
Yeah. Well, no, cracking. Yeah, I've made that journey, but we stopped at Donny rather than going all the way to Sunderland. It did seem longer coming back than going down when you've not brought anything home with you. But no, great result for Plymouth. Any other fixtures that you guys want to talk about in the Championship before we move on?
Ipswich.
I just think. Go on, Lee.
Stuttering away from home. Not won now on the road in the last 3. Obviously, drawing at your place, Rotherham, Ian, and then Birmingham before that. And a loss here. I've read it's another poor performance. I think is that their Achilles heel at the moment. They're away form because at Rotherham, I wasn't impressed with him. They're blowing teams away at home, but away it's a little bit stuttering for him. Obviously, 6 shots, not nothing on target. A little bit slightly worrying for him.
But it's a hard place to go, Hawthorns.
Yeah,
really
and
intimidating. Yeah,
that's it. And they're unbeaten. They're in 6 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking good.
It was a missed opportunity for Ipswich, though, wasn't it? Especially with Leeds dropping points on Friday, just to try and open that gap up. So I think Leeds will, cracking result for Leeds. Obviously, they've dropped points, and Ipswich have dropped all 3. So it keeps them. Yeah, it keeps them in touching distance of Ipswich. If Ipswich had won that, then there's 10-point gap between them, isn't there?
Yeah,
which is massive. Any other fixtures, guys?
I think if I were a Preston fan, I'd be gutted. I mean, 1-0 up going into injury time.
Yeah, late show, wasn't it?
Not many. Not many. I mean, 2 goals in injury time. That's awful. I mean, you're going to feel awful enough where if Cardiff equalised and you've just got a point out in it, but to lose 2 goals in injury time, it's unforgivable, that, isn't it, really? Although, with the stats, it looked like Cardiff deserved it.
Yeah, it did indeed. Yeah. ATID's popped back in. We've just gone over Plymouth Sunderland, and he's give us a bit more detail on the game. So their game was smash and grab, absolutely robbed Sunderland, but the amount of those we've been on the wrong end of is unreal. So yeah, it really doesn't care about it. And I think that's it. When you're on the receiving end of absolutely battering a team and then coming away with nothing, it's nice to do that to other teams as well. John has said on this one, a stupid red card to give away. Manager will be mad with that one. And yeah, that's probably impacted that final few minutes. And that result as well has really tightened it up in the table, which we'll look at shortly. Jake, any Championship games that you want to touch on?
Let me have a look.
We've done Plymouth, we've done Preston, we have done West Brom.
Good result for Coventry. Back to winning ways again.
Yeah.
I think yeah, they did. I think a lot of people are looking at Coventry this season going, why are they there? But you look at them losing 2 of the best players. And I think it's just doing a rebuild job again. I don't think they really spent much of that money they got. They could get some decent stuff in January. And they're just starting to turn the screw a little bit more. Millwall did a number on up before the before the break. It's still early door for that. I still don't think it's going to be easy. I think he's still got a hell of a job, but Mark Robbins can just keep things going. My worry with Mark Robbins is that Coventry owners may get annoyed after a while. Like it's been the nearly man a couple of times and go, we want to change direction. And I think it's one of those ones, if they go in that like change direction kind of thing, I think it'll be a stupid decision. But Coventry are normally very good at looking after the managers and making sure they're okay. But how much more can Robin take that squad and nearly get them there?
Yeah, that's it. Claxon as well. Ben Sheaf scoring. There you
go. Can have a couple. It's not been used this week.
Yeah, first Claxon of the week. And I've just got a message saying that my dinner is getting plated up, so let's round this one off before I get the wedding cancelled.
Better than the message I got with the little child in the bathroom. Well, I got panicky then. She'll send me a picture of my little one to come down and fell asleep in the bathroom.
So if you're watching this, it's chaos in Yorkshire at the minute, and we're just trying to keep our partners happy.
Yeah. Chocolate, lots of it.
We've got Deborah outside at screen with a gun to Lee's head.
No, she wants a bro.
Any issues in your household, Ian, or are you all right?
None at all. She does it.
No, he wears trousers, doesn't he? That's what it is.
She does as he's told as he's looking round.
I know that well.
Shotgun.
All we're going to hear is that door come flying out going, you what?
She's at back at the
So looking at the table, a quick look at the bottom for you guys. Chef Wednesday. It's looking done and dusted already, isn't it?
I think we're down. I think all we can do is just pray for a miracle. If it turns up, it turns up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At the end of the day, me and Lee both took survival at the start of the season. I think we'll be lucky if we get that.
Yeah, I've written it off now. There's too much to do, mate.
Yeah. Stranger things have happened though.
I'm going to start covering water polo next. It's a lot more fun. You might see someone drown.
League One tour, here we come.
There's no wrong with a League One tour. It's some good grounds there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
We've got QPR and Rotherham make up the bottom three. Huddersfield just outside on 16 points. They're, like you were saying, and they're the ones that you're wanting to be catching. Not in particularly good form. Moving to the top of the table, Leicester back to winning ways this weekend. Ipswich losing, Leeds dropping points at Rotherham.
And Southampton dropping points as well.
Yeah, Southampton dropped points at Huddersfield as well. A good win for West Brom. And then obviously the 2-1 win late show at Preston by Cardiff has just really closed that last place up, with Preston on 28 and Cardiff and Hull just outside on 27. But there's plenty of football.
Shows you what a win does, though. Look where Birmingham are now and look where Middlesbrough are. Couple of wins and you can fly.
Yeah.
What's the win?
I don't know.
Only have won this so far.
Unfortunately, you can't play us every week, Jake.
Boring.
So moving on to predictions for this week.
Oh shit!
Midweek games. Sorry. Start with Jake. So we've got Chef Wednesday versus Leicester.
5-0 Leicester.
5-0. I've not gone quite so bad. I've gone 3-0. Hull City Rotherham.
I'm going to take a Rotherham win, nick it.
Away from home?
Yep.
What are you going with?
1-0.
I've gone 2-0 Hull. Wigan Fleetwood.
I'll go 0-0.
I've gone 1-1 with that one. MK Dons Grimsby.
Win for Grimsby.
Scoreline?
2-1.
I've gone 2-1 the opposite way. And then Doncaster Colchester. I've got to be careful with this prediction.
Colchester to beat you, just go on to see your face next week. 2-0 Donny. 2-0 Colchester even.
2-0. I've gone 2-1 to Donny. Ian?
Right. Wednesday 0, Leicester 3.
Yep.
Hull 3, Rotherham 1.
Yep.
Wigan 3, Fleetwood 0.
Yep.
MK 3, Grimsby 1. and
Yeah.
Rovers 1, Colchester 0.
Well, we'll take it. Lee?
Leicester to win 3-1. Hull to win 2-0. Wigan to win 2-1.
Yep.
MK Dons to win 2-1. And Donny v Colchester 1-1.
1-1. Lovely stuff. So the table's up there. Obviously, no movement in the table from last time because we didn't have any predictions during the international break. So get your comments in, get your predictions in for those 5 games. Sheffield Wednesday versus Leicester, Hull versus Rotherham, Wigan versus Fleetwood, MK Dons versus Grimsby, and Doncaster versus Colchester. And we will update the table next week. So that brings us to the end of episode 52 of the 72 review. There will be a show next week. It's FA Cup round 2, and there is Championship football as well. So it'll be a focus on the Championship, a touch on the FA Cup as well. I don't know if there's anything else. We're probably going to do a review or a look back at our table predictions at the midpoint of the season. I'm not sure when that is. It's coming up, and see how far away we are with our predictions, if we're actually good or not. So any final words? We'll start with Jake.
Just with everything that's going on at the minute, just spend time with loved ones, enjoy it, and if your football team loses, it loses. Like, at the end of the day, I love football and it's a big part of my life, but at the end of the day, as long as I've got a healthy missus, an healthy little one, and a healthy child on the way, I'm happy.
Yeah, too right. That's all that matters, isn't it? Ian, quickly before your missus comes through the door and batters you.
Oh, she wouldn't do.
She won't.
No, Sunday therapy session ended again. Feel a lot better for it, and keep supporting your clubs, no matter how poorly they're doing.
Lovely stuff. Lee, any final words, mate?
No, echo what the guy said. I wish I felt better for talking about Wednesdays, but I don't. It's frustrating season, but now great to be on the show again.
He's looking for his next club to support next season, so you don't have to do League One till we Wednesday.
Don't worry, you'll be in the director's box at York next week.
Director's box.
Right, lovely stuff. Once again, get your comments in for the predictions, and I will update all of that, and we will go again next week. If you haven't already, please subscribe to all of these guys' channels. Get them. Well, Lee, you're already there. We're all relatively around the same amount, but yeah, if you've not subscribed to any of us yet, please go ahead and do so. There's plenty of decent content on all the channels. But yeah, all that's left.
Remember, next season we have to put a contract in front of the league just to make sure he don't go to someone else.
Told you, he's carrying show.
I don't know about that, mate. I waffle on too much.
But no, if you are watching this on repeat, please give it a big thumbs up. Comments in the section down below. Subscribe to us all if you haven't already. All that's left for me to say is thank you for watching, and we will see you in episode 53 next week.